gonna shut up. I'm gonna get you back. But just
real
quick
I'm
pause.
gonna let Tone speak.
Real quick pause.
No, you're not.
We're still on Eminem.
I am.
We're still on 8 Mile. But since we're talking about 8 Mile, I got to get this in. The part of 8 Mile that resonated with me was not just the club scene where he's, battling or whatever.
Shit.
That's St. Andrews Hall.
I got to tell you something about that too.
Yep, that's St. Andrews Hall, where we go to. But when Eminem went to work at the plant, they filmed that scene, I believe, at Jefferson Assembly Plant. It's an assembly plant or a stamping. You see the machines coming down in the plant. My dad was the plant manager. So outside that, we're talking about my dad was an executive at Chrysler, and he was a Chrysler boy. Mm-hmm. It's in that plant. My dad has run Detroit plants, right? So as I'm looking at the 8 Mile movie, it's about hip hop, but I'm looking at the fact that they at the plant. So when it's the room, when he did the lyric of "You've been so long here, you're in the plant" or something like that, Eminem did this battle scene or freestyle or whatever, or was it a female rapper? Love her,
Miss Corona.
Oh, Miss Corona. I'm looking at the scenery, the backdrop. I'm like, that's the real plant. I fucking work there. My dad managed there. This is not a hypothetical thing. It wasn't a microcosm. It's the real shit. So when I saw Eminem, I'm like, the movie 8 Mile, I'm like, damn. I'm seeing my boy DJ Head play the tunes in the battle scene, and I'm like, I remember Head's hands. That's just how he touches records. Oh, that he's touches records.
That's funny. That's some real DJ shit because we know how he scratches the records because we were around him.
So back to you. I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Me too.
It's just blowing me how that movie meant so much. But I'm back to your ties, your story, as it pertains to Dilla, Emma, whatever. Go ahead. Let me let you get the mic back.
So about the Dilla thing, I would see him at. I'd see him around events and shit like that because, we were all into the same type of music or whatever. So we wind up at the same type of clubs. I was at some event one night. I think it was at the Kronk. They had a gym, the Kronk gym, but they had also like some kind of club area around it or some shit. And I was out in the parking lot. He pulls up with Frank and Dank in the car, playing one of my mixtapes.
Wow, that's crazy. That's some.
You can't take that shit from me.
right. You go to your grave.
You cannot. You cannot.
Dilla was playing my shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, I believe it was at that point where I talked to him. I was like, "Yeah, I'd like for you to make something for me someday, or we can work together, or whatever." I said, I don't recall, but I never set any plans in motion or anything like that. And I bumped into him one day at the hip hop shop. They used to do open mics every Saturday. And he handed me a cassette. And I was like, okay, bet. Some of you might have seen this on YouTube or whatever. He gave me a cassette and it had like 5 or 6 remixes on it that hadn't been out yet. A couple freestyles that have never been released. And most importantly, he had made me a song to put. Well, he gave me the whole thing with the expectations that I could put it on the mixtape if I wanted to. But the first song on the tape, he actually said my name in that shit. And to this day, that is the only record I have
that has your name.
All the rappers I know, I'm talking to you and you and you and you and you. The only person that's ever put my name in a record, and it was an unofficial record, but it's J fucking D.
Yeah.
If you know me, you know that I'm not overly friendly to people that I don't really know like that.
Yeah.
So I was cool.
You weren't very friendly to me.
It's
okay.
Word?
No, you weren't. It's okay.
Man.
No. Listen. I don't take offense to that whatsoever because Detroit cats are a little bit different than Chicago cats. Even though we're both from the Midwest, y'all are a little bit more trepidatious.
You kind of got to be guarded.
Yeah. You're a little
coming
bit more
from where we
guarded
come from.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like
and the thing is,
a street cat or anything like
no,
that. I'm
and
very
I'm not
suburban.
I'm not either. And it's damn near impossible.
You just gotta be careful of your surroundings.
Yes,
people.
It is damn near impossible to offend me. So I'm like, I get it, but the link between the two of us is Steve. So I think we both felt like, okay, if Steve vouches for this dude, we both were like, okay, he must be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and when I put my guys together, you know, my Chicago friends and my Detroit friends, you almost had to vouch for someone because we're too old to take time to find out. So I'm just like, hey, look, Tone, this
That's a
motherfucker
fact.
Doug cool, dog. But what he all about? Just trust me, man. He's straight.
Right.
But,
Also, back to the 8 Mile thing, though. Years after this, I'm doing this spot called Lush, which doesn't get talked about a lot in Detroit
Lush Lounge.
hip hop music history.
Yes,
and I'm
sir.
talking to you and you and you and you. I'm really like an integral part of the hip hop scene becoming what it was, and my name rarely gets mentioned. And you know, I'm not one to talk a lot. I'm really about that work. So I don't even like to speak that much on the mic when I'm spinning. So that's just my personality.
I will say this, and this is why I always
I didn't tell the story yet.
go ahead. All right, we pause.
So
Yep.
8 Mile, a lot of the extras in that movie came from Lush Lounge, which was the spot that I spun at.
Okay.
The bouncer at Lush Lounge is the first person you see in the movie 8 Mile playing a bouncer.
Word. He had a black shirt.
Probably.
That was a good guess.
Tight ass
Oh,
black
that
shirt.
was good. That was good.
Miss Corona used to be at Lush every week. Marv One, also in the movie, every week.
I am not an insider by any stretch of the imagination. I stay outside as much as possible. In fact, this is fantastic.
Okay.
No. This seriously.
That's
like,
why
this
we
is
doing
great.
a podcast,
This is
so
great.
to share stories, like
Yes,
because there's
sir.
so much stuff that we've experienced that we absorb, but we never in today's world you're supposed to stream it, podcast it, say it,
Right.
interview
Every
it
5 minutes.
every 5 minutes, and,
Yeah.
and we haven't done that over
No.
a course of a long time.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I sit back and think like somebody. I tell people when they call me a legend, I'm like, I'm not a legend. I never say, yeah, I'm a legend, right? So I had these little young kids watching me DJ. Oh, you're a legend from Detroit. I say, I'm not a legend. If I were a legend, I'd be rich from DJing. I'd be, like
Right.
whatever. Like
Right.
I'm not. I don't have a hit record. I'm not
Right.
in demand. I'm not.
Right.
But for a lot of cats that saw me, they perceived me that way, right? And so I'm like, dang, I'm flattered. Like you call me a legend.
Yeah.
So in their world, in their mind, sitting from where they were sitting, they thought you were cool or untouchable or really made a really great contribution. And so I was with Tone during his formative years at Michigan State as he's becoming the DJ that he is. And I wasn't sitting next to Tone like, man, you a legend, dude. And like, oh, you too, Steve. Like we wasn't sitting around.
No,
we're legends,
nobody does
right?
this.
We
Nobody
weren't
does
doing
this.
that. It was just
When you're with your contemporaries, you don't do that. Like when I just a little bit ago, when I said about
About
Dilla.
shoes.
No, about shoes, about Dilla, because you were like, I didn't view Dilla. You view Dilla as a contemporary.
Person. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest though, I thought he was that good to be a legend. No. The way I like to tell is like I didn't expect him to do what he did for me. He did it because he respected what I did.
Correct.
And so
Yes.
he's a fan of me.
Tone, I gotta say this to you. We talk like this and on the phone and stuff like that. But I went from kind of like popular hero worship to realizing that I had heroes who were my own friends.